I hope that's everything. Is that everything? No. No. No, 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 it's not. All right. Push you back some. Ooh, go ahead, go back. Don't fall, don't fall. Okay. Got on the dress because I wasn't planning to do this, so make sure can't nobody see all up in my crotch. Oh, just a little louder than I would like. Okay. Hi, hello everyone. How are you doing? I hope everyone is well. So, let me see. My crystal's right here. Before I get started, I'll do something a little different. And I am going to call on the protection of my spiritual team. So that is all my ancestors, all my angels, all my spirit guides, all the gods and creators and the universe and anything that is on my side that is in the spiritual realm. So anything that is protecting me, guiding me, that got my back, that wants the highest good for me, whether it's my fairies, my dragons, my werewolves, my vampires, my marine life, any spirit realm and physical realm, because I don't think it's just all spirit that resides on my spiritual team that's looking out for me. So that's what a spiritual team is to me, um, physical or spiritual. Where is my remote? And with that being said, hold on. I thought I was prepared. Well, actually, it wasn't no preparation because I really don't ever come in. There you go. With an agenda, because even when I think that I got it or what I know what I'm gonna say, don't be it be different. But okay, so hello everyone. I guess I can start off introducing myself. My name is Nikki J, also known as Darian Nichelle. And I was trying to see if I could change the light. Is it dark to y'all? Is it dark in here to y'all? I don't know. So, whatever the case may be. Hi. I just wanted to share a couple of things. And before I get started, let me say that um technically I spend a lot of time alone, right? Like these days probably about 99.9% of my time is spent in solitude, right? And with that time, I normally am in my head. I don't really watch a lot of a TV. I do listen to tarot. That's like kind of my entertainment at this time. I've graduated to tarot as my entertainment and for other reasons as well. And that's what that is. Also, I want some background music, even if it's really low. So I'm trying to decide what I want to listen to. Sounds like a cool one. So let me think. What else would I like to share? Some things about me. I do believe in the supernatural, as we call it. Um, I believe that there are, if you can see it, if you can read it in a book, if it's on TV, then if somebody speaks it, then it has some semblance of truth to it, right? It might just be how you are perceiving it. And I have had an extreme shift in perception and what I deem to be my reality and how I. Oh, that's why it's decided. Cause the I'm like, why does this feel like that? Okay, because the strings aren't right. Oh, whatever. Um, if it's out here, then the inspiration came from somewhere, right? Whether or not you can adequately explain or not. And I also believe that we I also believe, how do I articulate it? So I also believe that there's something valuable in the things that you're energetically attracted to, right? So the types of genres of books or movies or what you consume, what's allowed into your energetic field and frequency. I believe that all of that means something, and it all may hold a key to who you are, what you're here to do, what your purpose is, what you should be attached to, or even maybe some past lives, right? Um, so that is a reality for me. That's how my brain works. Um, Let me see. I guess I see some things like differently than most. I guess I never really thought about it. I guess I might be a little self-absorbed. That's the word we're going with. Okay, self-absorbed maybe. Um, and that's cool with me. I love big. I'm full of love and light and energy and damn, I want to smoke for real. Um, but I'm gonna sit here. I don't feel like rolling up no joint. I'm 42. I started smoking for real at 40, and I was taking edibles probably. I started taking edibles probably at like 38 or 39 to help me sleep. And then I graduated to trying to smoke, but I didn't really like to smoke because it just wasn't working for me. But now that I've been smoking for consistently for a while now, I've kind of adapted to smoking. I prefer joint papers, like just hemp joint papers, because that's how I got introduced mostly in my travels. Um, but anywho, that's not what I was talking about. So what I was saying is that I do believe that, excuse me, the things that comes into your important, right? And things that I enjoy. Well, I ain't really about to say here and less that, but I think it matters. So like I was saying, I see things a little differently, and I have experienced some traumatic events a lot in my life, and I had some trauma happen to me quite a few traumatic events happened to me in the last year, and especially in the beginning of this year that I may not really be able to adequately explain. When I tried to explain to a couple people, it was like nobody really the response was just, it was some weird shit happening, but I just feel like it's some weird shit happening in the universe, period. And everything that I went through, whatever it is, because like now it feels like a whole other lifetime, right? And I struggle with that because I'm like, I know something happened and like that I want answers. And then it feels like I'm like in solitude so that I can let that go and then just move on to the next place. But I still want some answers about some stuff, right? And so it just kind of be like whatever. And then with my memories, the way my memories work sometimes, um but in that, with all the trauma that I've experienced, it felt like my ass was shaken up, turned around. What's them damn globes? Like them globes. And then when I settled back, I have a whole different perspective, and I've been releasing a lot of energy and things like this. So, um, yeah, there's that. So for me, for someone that believes in everything, I believe that everything exists in everything, right? It's hard to explain. To bring that concept into maybe the physical realm, or to like to take it from a concept to reality is maybe a little different, right? Like I may not, like I think I had a conversation with somebody before and I was just like, I may not be able to explain, because I think they were saying like they didn't believe in like vampires and werewolves, and that's fine. Like I think everybody is in their own frequency, attached to their own stuff, and everything is not for everybody, right? And I was just explaining to them like, well, I don't know, and they was like, I don't think it's things howling at the moon, or like vampire blood. And I was just like, well, I believe it all exists. I don't know if it exists as an actual just the energy, or it actual is a being, or both, and then maybe they've had to change some things up or whatever. So that's just how I feel about things. And I don't always have to have an answer for stuff, because I feel like when it's time and divine timing, that's what's been going around, then things will come to you as they're supposed to. um and so something that's been brought to me, oh well, and then witchcraft. Like I believe in witches and everything, and I don't necessarily I don't necessarily put like any labels or titles on me, because I'm just doing me, right? I live my life. I wear my crystals because however I stumbled upon the information, and whatever frequency I stumbled upon that made me feel like crystals was my thing. So I started collecting different crystals and stuff. And wherever I'm led to, that's what I do. And that was okay. I do my sage, I do my Palo Santos, I do whatever it is that I'm guided to do. That's how I move. That's how I operate. And that's me coming from like an extreme Christianity background and all of those experiences. So this time of my life, my perspective has shifted, and I'm seeing things from like multiple perspectives of what it could be. And one thing that keeps coming up to me is the pain and the promise. So the pain and the promise, child neglected, God protected, beauty reflected, is my book, Nikki J. I wrote and published this book. It came out in 2012. My first book, my first project. I worked on this book for a very long time. Couple different drafts. And something was always happening, right? When I got through to the part where I thought like, okay, it's time, I'm getting there, it's almost done, I'm halfway done, something would happen and I would lose the freaking work, and then I would have to start over. And then I got to this draft, and I completed it, and it felt good, right? Like I was like, great, that was it. So nowadays, these days, I just feel like my ancestors helped me to write what I needed to write, and including my inner self. And then when it was enough, it was enough. So this is available on Amazon. I did everything that I could do with it, everything that I knew how to do, everything that I felt guided to do, everything that I felt I had the support to do. And then I just kind of like put it on the shelf until it was time for something else. I probably stopped pushing it as much. I'm not even sure why it wasn't taking off. I didn't have the income to keep. It was always. I mean, it could always be a reason, right? It just. I didn't ever look into the why. It just was what it was, and I wanted to make sure, like, I at some point I was thinking like maybe I would get a professional to look at it and make sure that, like, on the legal aspect things were done and everything, because I did take my I did take the initiative for me, um and I asked people whose names I could use and things like that, before I published it, and then I changed some names and things like that. So there's that. So today, so I've been thinking about, okay, so my book starts off perspectives, right? I've lived with the perspective that I've needed to live for a long time, and like, I'm very intelligent. I have a lot of information at my disposal, and yeah, there's that. And I see things how I see them. So my introduction just starts off with saying, let me tell you a little bit about Nikki Jessica Jones, birth name Darian Nichelle Babb. All odds seem stacked against me from day one. And as my Aunt Taisha would say, I proved to be a survivor from the very beginning. No one remembers me being premature. Carmen says I wasn't, and Deanna, my grandma, is adamant that I wasn't. She says that she doesn't recall visiting me in the hospital, and she definitely remembered visiting her own grandchild in the hospital for any extended period of time for being premature. Well, that's what she believes anyway. All of that sounds pretty amazing and just about convinces me that there is something wrong with the information that I have. I mean, who would better know if I was premature than my mom and my grandmother, right? Well, there's one big problem with what they're telling me, though. I mean, a huge problem with their recollections of my birth. Because sitting right here in front of me on my couch is a medical history file from Cuyahoga County Children and Family Services. Included in this medical history, there's all, hold on, and then we have, that's from the VA. I got all kinds of stuff. That's from the VA. This is one of the files, right? Included in its medical history, there is all of this information about this baby girl born to Carmen Pitts, because I did change the name, on June 10th, 1982, premature at 28 weeks, confirmed by ultrasound. Baby girl was 1,500 grams, which translates to 3 pounds 4 ounces and 15 inches long. This form also states that baby girl had APGAR score of 5 and 5 and needed stimulation and bagging with oxygen mask. There's some more medical terminology describing some other procedures. Then it goes on to say that the baby was taken to intensive care nursery, and more information about tests and feedings. It ends saying that baby was transferred to regular nursery at 26 days of age with good health and released from the hospital on July 14, 1982, a little over a month after she was born. It just so happens that the baby girl in this file is me, unless Carmen gave birth to another baby born on this day and they switched us. It makes me wonder, since no one remembers me being premature, if anyone loved me enough or cared enough about me to visit me while I was in the hospital those early days of my life. Was anyone concerned or worried about whether or not I was going to survive? That's just some food for thought. Because how can you not remember your child being in the hospital for the first month of her life if you care so much? Well, anyway, I was struggling to survive in this world before I even made it here. And I wonder why. I didn't have a clue as to what I was rushing to come into. I wonder if I would have still been so anxious to get here if I had an inkling of what was in store for me. Or maybe I did. And I was ready for my mission. Who knows? What I do know is that I came in fighting to stay in a world where the odds were stacked against me from the very beginning. And so that one sentence right there, well, the two. The one saying that I was bagged. I needed stimulation and bagging, which means that I actually came in this bitch dead, right? But then I also say that I came in fighting to stay. So that right there has been like playing in my head. So I do believe in telepathy and stuff like that, and I get messages. I get a lot of messages from the other side. From my ancestors, from my spirit guides, from angels, and whatever else is in my head, right? Whoever else helping me, whoever else talking, whoever else I'm energetically connected to. Whether you understand or whether you don't, whether you believe in telepathy, whether you believe in communication with the other side, whether you believe in mediumship, like whatever, that's none of my business. But that's been a perspective, like something that's been like playing in my head for another perspective, right? Because life is all about perspectives anyway. What perspective do you choose to have in any moment when anything is presented to you? Because all you can go about is in perspectives, right? Like where you at in that moment of time, where your world is at, where this person that's giving you the information is at, what you have collected up until that point, and then what you want to do with this information or this situation or this environment in front of you. How are you going to take all of that and translate it through your mind, through your systems, through your realities, and what you're going to do with it, right? What's your perception going to be? So that is kind of like where I'm at now. So even for my book, when I come in and I'm saying that I needed bagging and stimulation, and then say that I was fighting to stay in this world. I was fighting. And these days I'm like, no, the hell you weren't fighting. Your ass was dead, girl. You was dead. You were dead. How you ain't see that? You were dead. You read the information. You were dead. You ain't want to be in this shit. You knew this shit was horrible. Or somehow, or somebody tried to get rid of you. So then it comes the question of, did your mom have an abortion? Or was something else going on? But whatever it was, something in the environment made me decide in the womb that I ain't want no parts of this shit. And then when I came out, somebody decided that I needed to. For whatever reason, whatever that happened, right? Whatever that was. Whatever it was. Somebody was like a nurse or something on staff was doing their job, and whatever it was or whatever the energy was, and they felt like this is the baby that needed saving. And since I came back, apparently somebody else thought so too. Whatever entity, whatever God, whatever it is. And the way that I feel about the Christian God these days, that I really no longer associate myself with, but I'm still purging some of the thoughts and insights and things that I have believed all those years, and even how I want to what I want to do with that. I don't be knowing how to name it, what to talk to it, or whatever, like how to put it. So even him, because there's some memories that I have, some things that's being sent to me that's basically remind, like I've seen some visions where I've had it out with God and in spirit, and it's like, I don't want to be with you. I ain't fucking with you. I ain't dealing with you, and I don't want to do this. So somebody decided that I needed to be in this bitch. However it went, and so there. So maybe it can be described as I was fighting to get back into my body, because I knew that I had siblings coming behind me that was going to need to be protected. Who knows how you want to translate it? There's many perceptions that you could take, right? So here we go. Here's the discharge order from the hospital. And date of discharge 7/14/82 at 5:50 p.m. home. That's where I was going. I was going home. Um, and then it says, what's the discharge summary dictated? Circle 1, it says yes. And this was dated on 10/27/82. And then I have this form, which goes ahead and checks all the things that were checked and stuff, medical stuff that I can't really, that I'm not a medical doctor, and some of it just has scribbling. So, and you have to remember, when the county gave me my files, when I did request my files, I did have to request my files multiple times, because there was information that I was getting, and I'm like, okay, this can't be it. This can't be it. So I think I sent a request at least 3 or 4 different times, and each time I was sent a little bit more information, another file, another yellow folder. So I have that one. I have this one. I have this one. That's some shit from the VA. That's some shit from the VA. Because I have been going to the VA because them niggas owe me too. But, tired of fighting their asses for money that I feel like I don't should have to fight, nigga. You know what the fuck y'all did. So they process this bullshit. All these systems, but it is what it is. And then this paper actually said, says, oh, and it's interesting, like the hospital that I was born at is no longer around. It hasn't been around for a while, and at some point it was called Mount Suicide. I was born at Mount Sinai. And at some point they had the terminology, it was called Mount Suicide. So there's that, right? That was the nickname. People was going in and one coming out, or something like that. So this says history, baby girl, and then they slashed my birth name out. So the thing is, all of my information, all of my records, if there's any identifying information, mostly it is crossed out. And even my birth name, right? Like I was, 11 or 12, I think, when I got my name changed. 10, 11 or 12 when they changed my name from Darian to Nikki. And when we got adopted. And so, like, all of my records, they even scratch out Darian. But I'm like, nigga, I knew my name, and I knew my siblings, and I knew their names. So why would y'all go through all my shit just scratching out all the identifying information that I already had? I knew my mama name, like, I knew the fucking names. But anywho, I guess somebody doing their job. Baby girl Nikki was born, and I hate it because it's a lie, nigga. Like, Darian was born on June 10th, but this says on June 11th, 82, 6/11/82, a premature infant, 28 weeks by ultrasound, born of a 19-year-old female, Gravida 2, Para 2, who had no prenatal care. The baby had Apgar score of 5 and 5 and needed stimulation and bagging with oxygen mask. The baby was intubated to clear the airway passage, and then bagging was continued. And the first arterial blood gas was pH 7.22, PCO2 44, PO2 64, bicarbonate 17, and saturation 88%. Initial hematocrit 53%, dextrosticks, and that's all whited out. Hospital course, the baby was taken to 401 intensive care nursery and had full septic workup and was put on antibiotics and was put initially FiO2 up to 60%, was weaned gradually. The antibiotics were discontinued 3 days after negative blood and CSF culture. The baby did well and was weaned gradually from FiO2 Feedings were started and transferred to FO2 nursery at 26 days of age with good health. So, final diagnosis: 1, prematurity; 2, rule out sepsis. Operations and procedures, there's nothing under there. Well, it says NA/30, so not applicable, but 30, whatever all that other stuff mean. And then there are other paperwork and things like that. So, and then on this particular paperwork, the first day of exam paperwork, I think, is that what this is? I don't know. Discharge. Oh, the discharge paperwork, it has my birthday as 6/10. So there's conflicting, one of them it has 6/11, one of them has 6/10. My birthday June 10th to me, that's on my birth certificate. And then so this is on August 8th, 2006, I received your letter addressed to Lily Miller of the prosecutor's office. I am the post-adoption supervisor and the person who handles closed adoption records. It appears that you have already received a copy of your record from our office on August 15th, 2005. If you have misplaced it or need another copy, please contact me. As far as the information on the Wednesday's Child program, I cannot help you with that. The program was not done through this agency. You may want to contact the news channel that did the broadcast to see if they have a copy in the archives, because I was calling to find out if I can get a copy of the video, because I know me and my siblings were on the news for their adoption segment, Wednesday's Child, right? And I want a video of my brother. Like, I want to be able to see my brother alive, because I don't well, I remember that, but still, like, I want to be able to see him. And yeah, so I had tried to find like a copy of the video and a copy of the records, and even scroll the internet, and like at this point it isn't even a record that it existed. But I thought, so I looked for that for a long time. I'm giving you information on the Adoption Network of Cleveland. They can help you regarding the whereabouts of your brother's burial. The Adoption Network is permitted to help search for birth families. Because I've tried to find my brother through multiple channels, newspaper articles. I had all the surrounding information about the house fire, like everything that they told me that happened about him dying in the house fire. Said that he was the only victim because he inhaled too much smoke because he was afraid to jump out the window or off the porch or something. So there's that. And then on my records, it says mother alleged drug user. But then you hear that they say, so it says drug usage, yes. So it says no for everything, and then check drug usage, yes. But then there was the knowledge that my mom wasn't on drugs until later in life. So I don't know. There's always a lot of stuff surrounding that truth. So it says list other major conditions or health problems that may be congenital or familial. And it said mother allegedly drug user. So list significant factors of pregnancy and birth of this child, including a description of prenatal care. Premature, 28 weeks by ultrasound. Mom, 19 at birth. Second birth, no prenatal care. Needed stimulation and bagging with oxygen. Length, 40 centimeters. Birth weight, 1,500 grams. Head, 28.25 centimeters. So that's all that. That's not what I want to look at. So then what really got me was this. And I guess I should put a trigger warning up there for people, because, I don't know what's triggering to people. But this, I am going to read um, a quick summary evaluation. That's what it calls it. That's what it's called. So like I said, I had to go back and forth. And little bits at a time, I got more information and more information. And so we just gonna have to go with that. So this particular, let me see if this is the one. Because this just talks about this just talks about the family, saying that so this was October 19th, 1983. So I was I one? I was one. So this is probably the first time, because what they used to do, they used to give us a dream book, and this was, let me see if I have the paper. If you were a foster child, or I was still in foster care, so we used to get a dream book, and essentially this is what it was. Hold on, because I have my copies. Well, I used to actually have the book, and somewhere along my there were some things that was just, taken from me, misplaced. I always said they were misplaced, but the things that I valued, because I did move so much, there were things that I valued that I always kept up with. And then, when I started going to the military, when I was moving them, I was leaving them in places that I thought were safe. Or, they just came up missing. It just came up missing. So now, these days, I'm wondering if somebody actually was, like, self-sabotaging me. But that means it would have to be somebody that was close to me, who I considered a friend, and let them in my space, and they even knew. And that means you knew how much it meant to me, and you still chose to throw it away, sabotage, whatever it is that was done. Because I don't trust shit these days. Nobody or nothing. Like I said, I done been shook up and got different perspectives of some things, and it feels like there's been some intentional people intentionally tried to hurt me over the years, whoever it was, wherever it was done. Some things that I would have never done to nobody, because I never did. But anyway, I used to have my actual dream book, but they gave us a copy. So in the dream book, you get things like that. It actually said, like, dream book. And then it would have a book about me, right? And then even that, and the records, they changed it. But in my dream book, because they started it from the day that we got taken in, it still had my name, my birth name. So it still would say Darian Nichelle Babb. But this says my name is Nikki. So even it just pisses me off that these niggas went through my whole record, and I don't really care. Like, I know they have their reasons why, but as a foster kid, adopted kid that then went back into the foster care system, especially as a kid that was old enough to know what the fuck happened in my life, the fact when I go get my records, like, all that shit is whited out. I'm not fucking crazy. I know my life. Like, why would you just do that? Even my birth certificate, I hate that the most. This bitch that I fucking hated, I hated her. She hated me, and I'm not even with her, but yet she on my birth certificate, and I feel like that's bullshit. Like, you need to do an adoption certificate. I don't care. Why the fuck is everything a secret? Like, that just, to me, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all. Tell people the fucking truth. Period. So my birth certificate, this whole system is a fucking fluke, because why the fuck does my birth certificate have a whole woman on there that didn't give birth to me? She did not birth me. It says birth certificate. So when it says the mother's name, the bitch wasn't my mother. She didn't birth me. So then it should have been an adoption certificate. I don't care how you amend it, or amended birth certificate with her information under it saying adoption. Like, that shit just make me feel like y'all tried to erase me from the system, which I guess technically you did. But nigga, I'm 12 years old. How the fuck you gonna try to erase me from the system like I ain't exist? I was 11 or 12 when I got adopted. So I existed. How you gonna change my birth certificate? And you took my social security number and gave me a new one and all kind of shit. So then when the bitch tried to kill me, if she would have killed me, then I would have died as Nikki. Like, I don't know. All of that shit is way too much. I don't like it. And the deeper I think about it, I'm like, okay, niggas tried to bury me. Y'all wanted to bury Darian. Well, why the fuck did y'all want to bury Darian? Because she was special? Huh? Because y'all couldn't control her? Like, what the fuck y'all wanted to bury? Because it was too many secrets? Because I knew too much. I was watching every fucking thing. And I let everybody know it. And everybody thought I was too fucking smart. That's cool, because Darian come out sometimes. I've been trying to get her back because niggas was burying her for a reason. Why the fuck y'all trying to bury me? That's so young, because y'all knew my potential. Y'all knew where the fuck I came from. Somebody did. Somebody didn't want me to get something that was meant for me. Everybody keeping fucking secrets. Y'all know what the fuck y'all did to me. Y'all know what y'all did. And I come around asking questions, and now I understand that, like, I probably wasn't supposed to make my way back around. I ain't know that shit. I knew that I was going back to find my family, right? That's all the fuck I knew. I had my siblings. I was going to keep them safe. I was going to go get some fucking answers. And just in case there was some truth in the fact of what I believe, that you didn't really give us up on purpose, I was coming back to give you another opportunity to tell me who the fuck you was and tell me your side of the story. But whenever I ask questions, niggas want to lie. They want to get all skittish. Ain't nobody got no fucking answers. Alright, and then I'm the fucking enemy. I'm the problem. How you gonna try to come tell me what the fuck I'm thinking or how I should be feeling? I came and told y'all I ain't got no problem with you. I'm coming to give you I'm coming to give you a free chance. Like, let's see what we can do now. You did some fucked up shit back then. I don't know what the story is. I done been told a lot of shit. So here I am today. What we gonna do today? And you started the shit off all cool at first, I thought, and then you started off with lies. Or maybe it was just you ain't know, but you should have said that. I don't know who the fuck your daddy is. It could be this nigga, it could be that nigga. Oh, cause you remember him? Damn, I forgot about him. Whatever it was, whatever the story it was, that shit should have just been laid out on the table. But even then, I'm like, all right, everybody got some shit, but then now I got to go through this. So now I'm 42 and I'm looking back like, damn, I should have left that shit in the dirt, right? Like, I should have left that shit where it was, but I ain't no. I just was following my intuition, was just following the yellow brick fucking road, like back to my family. Even though I knew some shit had happened, but I was a kid when it happened, like, and I had been through a whole lot of life, and I wanted to just, and it wasn't even about them, like, yeah, I found my grandmother in them first, but nigga, I was trying to get to my mother. I wanted some answers, and I got to her. She was locked up. I had been trying to search for her for years. But I kept spelling her name wrong. It was a little different. But anywho, I was born on June 10th, 1982. Then as you see, it's my fucking birth certificate. But everything is whited out. Everything is whited out. I hate that shit. And then even on the birth certificate where they gave me, where it's my ex-adopted mother. Matter of fact, where the fuck my birth certificate? It's over here somewhere. I ain't about to really search for it. But I hate the fact, because I lived with this bitch from the time of 9 to 14. She was abusive to me. And I told them people that she was abusive before they let her adopt me. And then y'all gonna let the bitch adopt me during the visit. I told them bitches, I'm like, she mean. She abusive. Y'all put me over here with this lady and y'all got her hitting me. Ain't nobody supposed to hit me, nigga. I'm Darian. I'm the fucking princess. Ain't nobody supposed to put their hands on me. I know it happened in the projects, where we wrestle and we fight amongst each other and stuff, because that's what we do. We kids, but ain't no adults supposed to be putting their hands on me, especially with everything I've been through. You ain't read the records. You ain't see how they came in. You ain't see how they got me. I know how they got me. I was covered in bruises. That's what they said. I ain't know the words or nothing until they told me what it was. And then I was like, oh, okay, so that's what that means. And now they talking about I'm too grown. I know too much. What, y'all want me to be stupid? I ain't supposed to be stupid. I'm smart. But y'all want me to be stupid, but then y'all say y'all want me to be smart. No, y'all want me to be stupid because y'all acting like it. Because then I'm smarter than y'all. So now because y'all say I'm smarter than y'all, now y'all mad because I'm smarter than y'all? Well, then get smarter. Why I gotta get stupid? So anyway, for Dream Book, it's a book about me, and it's supposed to have this, and it's supposed to be your birth certificate. And then it was my signature, because I signed my signature there, and I was learning how to sign in school. This was in today's date, 4/20/90. And then you get your family tree, my birth family. You get your birth date. Oh, it says my birth mother's name. They whited that out. Her birth date, June 24th, 1962. Her age, 19. Religion, whited out. Nationality, Afro-American. And then it got my birth father's name. All that's empty. But I told him what my dad name was, but they ain't, they ain't put it down. And then it says other family members, grandparents, step parents, brothers, sisters, and then it got boy, date of birth, 79. Girl, date of birth, everything marked whited out except for the year, 84. Boy, day of birth, 87. Boy, day of birth, 88. That's the shit they gave me, right? And it's a closed adoption. Yeah, whatever. But I had a dream book already. Like, I had already been given a dream book with all my shit. And I just know that whoever was doing their job just probably went through and just whiting it out. But that's bullshit to me. Then I did get to get pictures of them, right? They gave me the copied pictures. And these was in my dream book that I don't know what happened at some point. I lost it or somebody trashed it or did something to get back at me or whatever it was. Like with a lot of my shit. I had a box of letters that meant something to me. And the fuck, like, it's just, yeah. So, and that was my little brother Bernard. That was Jermaine with the social worker holding him. That was Tiffany, because they changed her name too. And that was Zeppelin. But then, then they would have their name. So they crossed out their name and it just says boy 87. His birthday, girl 84. No, that's for her. Boy 88, boy 79. And then they put their age. So at the time he was 2.5. At the time she was 5.5. He was 1.5, and Zepp was 9.5 at this time where we did the dream book where they took these pictures. Why I couldn't live with my family. Social worker's explanation. Mom was unable to take care of children because moved around a lot and left us with friends. And then you was supposed to write as a kid what you understood of that. I ain't have shit. Where I live now, I came to live here on September 20th, 1989 because I need a nice, safe place to live. I am living with, and then they cross out whoever foster parents I was with. But if that was September 89, I was 7. I was living with the Hupenbeckers. I was with the white family I was living with. They left the school. My school is Arlington Elementary. My grade is 2nd, and that was in September of 90. My teacher's name is, my friend's name are, I attend religious services at, and all of that. So the thing about this, I went back to Toledo because I wanted to link back. I wanted to go and talk to Kay and Dale and to see them. I think I was writing the book at the time because I was doing research for the book and everything. But I had wanted to go see them. And I was stationed in Toledo when I was in the military. It was after 9/11. We were stationed throughout Ohio at the Air Force bases to guard the airstrips to make sure of incoming attacks and all of that. It was a time. So at some point, I stopped by the house, and one of the guys, I think it was one of the guys, I can't remember which one of the guys I was with, he took me over there, and then the neighbor ended up, I think I knocked on the neighbor's door, the neighbor came out, because I think the house was empty, or maybe somebody came out the house, I can't remember, and they said that they had moved to Florida a while ago, and I was like, oh, okay. And then here, places I've lived, so then it has the date, 9/20/89 at age 7, the foster home in Toledo. 8/2/89, Metzenbaum, Cleveland, Ohio. So I was at Metzenbaum in Holden for like a month. 6/7/89 at the age of 7, I was in a foster home. It don't have this, because it says the address Toledo, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio for Metzenbaum. For this foster home, it doesn't say the state or anything. 4/4/89, I was 6 3/4. I was in a foster home. It don't say where at. It just say foster home. No identifying information of where the foster home was at. Just 2 foster homes, and that's it. 4/4/89, I did that. 3/17/89 at 6 3/4. I was at Metzenbaum in Cleveland, Ohio. 4/27/84 at 22 months, I was at home. because I should have read it from the bottom up. 9/27/83 at 15 months, I was at Metzenbaum. So at 15 months old, I was put in the system and I was at Metzenbaum. And then when I was 22 months old, I was sent back home. And then at 6 3/4, I was back at Metzenbaum. And then at 6 3/4, I was in a foster home. At 7, I was in a foster home. Well, I wasn't 7 yet. It was a couple days before I turned 7 because it said it was June 7th. My birthday, June 10th. And then August 2nd, 89, I was at Metzenbaum. And then I was with the Hupenbeckers. And then from the Hupenbeckers, I went to my ex-adopted mom. Schools I've attended, they only put Arlington Elementary. My health, then it says, I was born at Mount Sinai. I received routine well child care at Children's Clinic, Cleveland, Ohio by Dr. Mary. Medical College Hospital. So that's what it say, in Toledo, Ohio. And then it tell you what shots they gave me and when as a kid. And then it says I had the following childhood illnesses: burn on lower foot. So when we talk about the burn on my foot, of course when I was younger it was a lot more pronounced. It used to be way worse than that. I got burnt and I ain't getting no treatment for it. It was just open and it just was what it was. So alright, I ain't gonna read through all that. It was actually things I don't like to do. Follow Miss Moore's directions. Oh yeah, I remember that because I had to get her together because you don't talk to me like that. I'm Darian. I had to tell them people all the time, you don't talk to me, I'm Darian. That's you. And that's probably why they hated me. And this was a family visit. Eighth birthday party in Norwalk, Ohio. So me and my siblings, we had a party for me at one of our family visits. So this is what my life is reduced to. I don't have any of these pictures in color. Of course it's in black and white, but I used to stare at them all the time and just, it's been a while and try to really see us, but it's hard. But that was my sister. That's Tiffany. That's Zep. That's me. That's Bernard. And I don't know where Jermaine was at. And then that was one of them social workers. I was always having a different social worker. And then even in here, child's adoptive medical exam, they had me down as Nicole. My name ain't Nicole, it's Nikki. And it's only Nikki because they made me change it because the bitch said she couldn't pronounce Darian. Bitch, it's Darian. What's so hard about pronouncing Darian? You say this shit all the time except when you're trying to be funny. Darian, motherfucker Darian. Ugh. And this was Judy. I think Judy Pollock. That was the worker at the time. Adoptive family names is Jones. Child adoptive medical exam. Then they wrote my shots down and, my weight, blood pressure. Nothing special. And when was this? When was this exam? Is it a date on here? Because what year did I fucking get adopted? I don't even remember. 92. Oh, this was the exam. And September 16th, 92. For the adoption. Religion Baptist. Who the hell was Baptist? Oh, that's what. No, they was Pentecostal. I don't know who was that. They making shit up. List customs, ethnic background. List customs, traditions, and values that come from cultural influences. Large family of, it say right children, but I'm assuming that's supposed to be 8 children. Lived in working class neighborhood on east side of Cleveland. But my grandmother had 8 children. My mom had 5 when we were taken, and 7 when I came back around. So it was 7 of us total. I was very athletic and artistic. Or somebody was. Who was this? Who was this? Oh, this supposed to be my mom's social and medical history. Okay. So it says her ethnic background. She came from a large family of 8 children, lived in a working class neighborhood on east side of Cleveland. She did not finish high school. She was very athletic and artistic. And then it says emotional status lists behavior, attitudes, habit patterns, and history of emotional mental health problems. Overwhelmed with the responsibilities of parenting. So this was her. She was okay. So she was single and Baptist, and I thought my grandma didn't get into church until I got old. Until she got older. That was the story that I heard. But a lot of people do that. That's why even as a caregiver, I don't judge people's families for not doing nothing, because I'll be like, yeah, a lot of y'all old people, y'all get older after y'all done did all this shit, and then, you know, y'all, hey, they doing the best they can. They hire somebody for your ass, so I don't get into that. I don't be having no judgment for people. I'll be doing my job, because if y'all treating them like that, then shit. Hey, maybe they did something, maybe they didn't. I'm just here to do my job, and my job is to take care of some people. I'm trying to find the paper that broke my ass down. I don't even know if I can pause this while I find it. I was like, damn, if that ain't. Okay, so this is August 9th, 1989, to Miss Lori, caseworker for, and they whited out Darian and put Nikki from doctor, and then they whited out the doctor's name, and it says a summary evaluation. And it says, at your request, trigger warning, I am providing a summary evaluation of Nikki based on, I'm going to just say Darian, because this was for Darian. I hate that shit. I'm providing a summary evaluation of Darian based on the 3 counseling sessions I have had with her, which I can provide is very preliminary given the limited contact. My goal in these initial sessions has been to establish rapport and gain her trust. Thus, I have not pushed her or confronted her when she has reported things which are at variance with information provided by you. Given Darian's recent and past history, I believe that she is adjusting quite well. She is a bright child, generally quick to respond. She is fairly outgoing, which seems to be basic to her personality. This engaging behavior may also be adaptive and may have been learned as an effective survival technique needed because of the many transitions and adjustments she has had to make. At her initial session, she spoke quite freely about her brothers and sister, her role in caring for them, and her experiences in 2 foster homes. She does not express much emotion. However, this is not unusual for a child her age who apparently has not been taught how to properly express her feelings. When asked about her feelings, she is generally able to come up with an appropriate label. It would not be surprising to find that Darian's apparent lack of affect is a defense against a great deal of repressed fear, hurt, and anger. Her reportedly aggressive behavior with other children, fighting, and her stealing may be an indicator of underlying anger. She denied these fights when I questioned her about them and diminishes the stealing incidents. In instances where she stole and hid food, the motive may very well have been fear of not having enough to eat, a valid fear based on her real life experience. Darren is very protective of her birth mother and continues to maintain that her mother took good care of her and her siblings. She denies that any neglect or abuse took place and blames a nosy neighbor for calling police and the children's subsequent removal to foster care. This behavior is not at all unusual for child victims who will most often maintain a strong loyalty to their parents even when they have been grossly abused or neglected. Darian also reports that her mother was very loving, nurturing, and attentive to all the children. Whether these are early memories or wishful fantasies that she has created is not clear. Given the reported history, I believe that Darian may have created in her mind a loving fantasy mother rather than accepting the rejection and pain of an abusive or neglectful mother. She seems perplexed as to where her mother is and why she has not returned for the children. My major concern for Darian is in her very needy behavior. After only 2 sessions with her, she greeted me with hugs and kisses and demonstrated regressive baby-like behavior. She seems virtually starved for love and attention. She thrives on individual attention and becomes more alert, very bubbly, and enthusiastic. Although she seems happy at Metzenbaum Children's Home and seems to have endeared herself to many of the adults there, in spite of her reportedly inappropriate, defiant, and unruly behavior, I believe that the best placement for Darian would be a foster home with 1 or 2 other children and foster parents, especially mother, who would have the time, energy, and interest to provide daily individualized attention to her. I believe that she needs someone to quote-unquote take care of her so that she may learn the appropriate role of being a child. Prior to her removal to foster care, it appears that Darian was in a role reversal situation where she was the mother. Although she is 7 years old and certainly capable of much of her own care and even quote-unquote helping with younger children, she needs someone to provide love and warmth and mothering to her. If I can be of further assistance to you, please feel free to contact me at blah blah blah. That ain't what I wanted to read. That's not what it was. That might have been in a different file. And this thing is just going on and on. But I guess people will click out. If they gonna click out, they ain't gotta stay in here and listen. It was in this folder, huh? Niggas just stealing shit. Stealing identities. Just stealing shit. Anybody asked my fucking permission? No, they told me what they was gonna do. They told me I was gonna have to change my name. They told me I was gonna have to move. They told me I couldn't be with my fucking kids. They just told me everything. Because I was a child, but I was fucking more of an adult than any of their asses, for real. Even the foster home they put me in. How the fuck y'all put me over here and I'm still doing the same shit? You said you took me from my home because I needed to be a kid. Well, I'm still over here because y'all keep giving her all these fucking kids and she need help. And he ain't never here. He work on the road. So you took me from my home to help over here. That don't seem fair to me. Take me back to my house and bring me back my kids because y'all stole them. And put us in the place where them people talked about everything okay. Everything ain't okay. Where the hell is my kids at? Y'all stole them. You a thief. That's what you always telling me. I'm stealing food. Well, you stealing kids. Y'all stealing kids. And that seemed to be okay. Ain't nobody saying nothing about that. This is the one. It says something about legal settlement, then it says the family has legal settlement. I don't know what that means because they whited out so much shit. So then they tell you the key. Here is the key of information, right? Casework summary for referral. Cuyahoga County Welfare Department. It says Cuyahoga County Welfare Department Social Services. Casework summary for referral. To Juvenile Court, October 19, 1983. And then it says regarding boy, they whited out Zeppelin. So Zeppelin 79, but they whited out his name, and then Nikki. And then it says identifying information, and then they whited out all, Zeppelin's stuff name. And then Darian's father is something Doe, no other information, but they whited out his name. Mother, so then the BM means, it's the whole key. BM means birth mother. MU means maternal uncle. MGM means maternal grandmother. MGF means maternal grandfather. So the problem. This family was brought to the attention of the intake unit of our agency via internal referral on 8/12/83. Mrs. MGM, which would be maternal grandmother of Zeppelin and Nikki, left them in the care of her 12-year-old son, which was the maternal uncle, who was also caring for two of his siblings, ages 3 and 4. Three more of Mrs. MGM's children were also in the home, but presumed to be capable of caring for themselves. They were 8, 10, and 11 years old. The Blank Police Department brought all 8 children into our office. Mrs. MGM and her children already had a caseworker. This worker was assigned to try to locate Mrs. BM of Boy and Nikki's mother, and to work with her to formulate a plan for them. BM had abandoned her children at her mother's home for several weeks. Mrs. MGM stated that her daughter had left no resources for their care. Despite many efforts, this worker was unable to locate Mrs. BM, contrary to an agreement by Mrs. MGM, Mr. MGM, maternal grandfather, and the agency. Zeppelin and Darian were returned to their mother. On Monday, September 26, 1983, Mrs. MGM called our agency and asked that Darian, who had been returned to her through the family, be removed from her home. Darian was brought to our agency's offices that same day. This worker asked our agency's attorneys to file for emergency custody, which was granted. Darian was transported to Cleveland Metropolitan General Hospital for treatment of a large draining burn, which covered the inside of her ankle and part of her foot. The burn, according to Mrs. MGM, had occurred 3 or 4 weeks before. Darian had received no medical treatment for the wound. After examination and treatment, Darian was placed at Children's Center. On Friday, September 30th, 1983, Mr. Such and Such, father of Boy, called to say that BM had abandoned, father of Zeppelin, called to say that BM, the birth mom, had abandoned Zeppelin at his home. The child had been in his care for 3 weeks without contact from the mom, and he and his mother, whom Zeppelin's father lives, had been trying to care for Zeppelin. His father had recently been released from prison. He is not yet employed, and the mom had left no resources such as money, food, or clothing to care for the boy. Thus, the entire financial burden of caring for Zeppelin has been placed on his paternal grandmother. The most immediate concern was that Zeppelin had been ill since his arrival. Home remedies were not working. Both Zeppelin's father and his grandmother both felt that Zeppelin should be examined by a physician. However, neither had financial resources nor any proof of the kinship which would allow him to be treated. So Zeppelin had a family that wanted him. And how you doing, Aiden Ford? Zeppelin had a family that wanted him, right? As far as I know. But instead of them giving the resources to his family, because they said that he wasn't on the birth certificate, they took him and put him in a foster home with some people that didn't know him, right? And gave them the resources. What fucking type of shit is that? This system fucked up. So, because he didn't have any proof of kinship, which allowed him to be treated. This worker informed Zeppelin's family that our agency received emergency custody of Zeppelin on Tuesday, September 27th, 83. Investigation proved that Zeppelin was being well cared for. Our agency agreed to provide him with medical care and expedite as far as possible an ADC grant for Zeppelin's care. He remains in his father's home. But they ended up taking him from that home. Or Charlotte went and got him. Informants. Cuyahoga County Welfare Department, blah, 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 blah. So this talks about Zep's father has maintained contact with his son whenever circumstances permit. But he claimed, and they asked if he would take Darian. He said no. The grandmother was born, and the mom was born. Blah 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 blah. She took care of them until June of this year when she claimed not to be working. Little is known about the health of either child. Darian was not examined by a physician from birth until taken to the ER of Cleveland Metro General Hospital. Blah, 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 blah. Relationship, blah, blah, blah. Family relationship. The maternal grandmother expresses affection for her daughter's children. By her own admission, she is unable to care for them. Moreover, there are grave concerns about the level of care the children receive while in her care. On the day this worker visited, she observed 2 space heaters being used as supports for a cocktail tabletop. They were sitting on the floor, easily accessible to a toddler. A hot plate was on the cocktail tabletop. The grandmother knew Darian had burned herself badly 3 times, yet no steps have been taken to move these objects out of her reach. While the grandmother's children were clean and neat, their hair recently combed and well cared for, Darian was dirty, only partially clothed and wet. The worker observed grandmother frequently touching and talking to her children. Darian was ignored the entire time. A tangent concern is that though Darian has suffered many injuries, she has never been seen by a physician. According to the grandmother, several of the injuries took place while both children were in her care. The worker discussed with the grandmother the fact that a report had been received stating that my brother hadn't received any immunizations more than 2 years, blah, blah, blah. The grandmother not only failed to do what she had agreed to do, but also returned the children to her daughter, the mother. Their mother seems to be quite indifferent to them and unwilling to be responsible for their care. She has, since their birth, dropped them off on various relatives for extended periods of time. They state she does not bring clothes, food stamps, or money for their care. When they are away from her, she does not visit, nor does she call to inquire about their well-being. She is not known to have taken either child to a physician, which was more than 2 years ago. There are scars on each child, which indicate that they may have been beaten. It is not possible to determine by whom. When first observed, Darian displayed no attachment to any adult. She stared blankly into space, making no effort to establish eye contact. Placed on a chair, she remained there until picked up. Laid on her back and subjected to painful examination, she did not cry. These reactions in a 15-month-old child are consistent with abuse and neglect. As far as the worker is able to determine, there is no official religious affiliation. They've lived a lot of places since October 7, 79, which is Zep's birthday. So that's that. What's this? This is another one. Just saying that she ain't no. It's just more interviews talking about the abandonment of me and Zep at my grandmother's and other family members multiple times. How this is them interviewing my grandmother, and she just said that she candidly stated she did not want to care for her grandkids, but she agreed to keep them until her daughter returned. Despite the numerous reservations about the care the grandmother provided, all the children were returned to her because all the kids was taken. And then they made, try to contact Charlotte without any agreement. Arrangements were made for daycare services, so none of them needed to be in the care of the 12-year-old. Income maintenance was notified to provide ADC grants. And nobody lived up to their commitments. In September 26, 83, the grandmother called the worker to say she had returned the boy and Darian to the mom sometime in August. On September, Darian had been returned to the grandmother's home after being placed along several relatives. The grandmother was requesting our agency to place Darian in Children's Center because she had to work and could not stay home with her. So Darian was placed on 9/26/83. Cuyahoga County Welfare Department Social Services filed for and was granted custody, and blah blah blah. So that's pretty much it. Like, that was me. And then when we went back, and then it was taken, blah 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 blah. So that was my, that's some of the stuff that was in my adoption records. Like I said, I had cigarette burns on me as well when I was taken in. So somebody was using me as an ashtray at some point, and that was when I was taken the last time, when I was 6. So for this one, referral for psychological services, I've been in place with Yvonne at that point, which was the adopted, the broad that adopted me. I had been in counseling in Toledo. I was recently placed in her adoptive home in Cleveland, reunited with her sister. We will need a female therapist who specializes in sex abuse and can see both sisters. Darian is very active and very outspoken. She has problems with self-control, explicitly seductive behavior, and going to sleep at night. She has difficulty with adult authority, following directives, and frequent temper tantrums. She is a very difficult child to manage because she is bright, clever, sneaky, and very attached to her birth family. She does not think like a child. She is bossy, domineering, opinionated, and stubborn. The oldest boy is Zepp, who just turned 12. Darian is 7 and is quiet. Oh, nope, that wasn't me. That was my sister. Shy, quiet child. Her and Darian were placed together in their adoptive home. Then it talks about my little brothers. They were placed last February, doing quite well. Visitation for them and the girls will be arranged. Darian is bright, does quite well in school, academically and behaviorally. We understand that while still in their mother's care, she and her siblings were left home alone for weeks at a time. That she and Zepp took turns going to school, one stayed home to care for the babies. Whichever one was at school got 2 meals as well as attention. Therefore, school is a very desirable and positive event for Darian. We are asking for a female therapist who can see Darian deal with different personality types and very different behaviors, as well as the interaction between the sisters, help them cope with their past and their losses, and help them adjust to their new adoptive home. So they did all this shit just to put me with a bitch that was gonna try to, the one to beat me to death, break me down. Yeah. They set my ass up every fucking time. The whole system is a failure. Shit, people are failures as an option. I see why people be like, how the fuck I think like I do. But I don't see it. It's just who I am. It's just what it is. But anywho, let me keep these. I try to keep them, the records where they are. Because some of them are adoption records, essentially. Some of them are from the foster care. But when I went to get the records from my teenage, because I came back in at 14. So when I went to really find those records, that's why I kept requesting them, because I'm like, where are all the records from when I came in as a teenager? Like, thanks, these is cool too, but I came back in at 14 when she tried to kill me. Why ain't none of that shit in none of my records? Where's all this stuff at? Because I know y'all supposed to do paperwork. And that was another thing, because I had my memories of when I was younger. The one thing that they hated about Darian, because shit, Darian's smart. Like, I'm smart. What the fuck? I'm supposed to be. And once I started reading and listening around before I could read. But you said something about a contract. You said that you had to sign a contract to get in here. Well, I want to read the contract. What the contract say? Oh, they paying y'all. Why they couldn't pay? Why they couldn't pay my people? Why, or y'all can pay me? I know how to take care of my kids, my siblings. I've been doing it, so y'all can pay me and take me back home, because I was doing a better job than y'all doing. So one of them people that, because shit, I did a better job at keeping us safe than they did. That's how I felt. Me and Zep might have been fighting everybody. We might have been fighting my grandmama's kids. Whoever was at my grandmama's house, we was fighting the whole fucking neighborhood to keep my siblings safe. And us too, to keep me from being raped, to keep the kids from being touched. We was fucking fighting. We was managing when we could. I mean, some shit slipped through the systems. But shit, that didn't change when they took us out the house. The fuck? How many times niggas was touching on me and them niggas wasn't listening? They wasn't changing nothing. I told her brother was touching me. I told Kay her brother was touching me. She got mad. She got mad at me. Ain't that some shit? And I think that's one of the reasons I was taking her home, because she was fighting for me to stay for a minute until I said that her brother touched me, and I said it in the meeting with one of the social workers, because, you know, when she got embarrassed, she thought I did it on purpose because I made her mad, because she made me mad, and she did make me mad, because you don't talk to me like that. All y'all know I don't care about y'all being no adults. And Kay was a hypocrite sometimes. You know, she let me talk freely. We talk freely around here. That's what she said. We talk freely. We a family. We get to tell our feelings, express ourselves. Everybody allowed to express yourself, and you don't hit nobody and expect to get hit back. And y'all know Darian hit hard, so don't hit her, because then y'all come crying to me talking about Darian hit y'all too hard. She hit too hard. You bleeding. Well, leave her alone. Y'all know Darian come from a different place. She come from the projects. I know y'all don't know what that means. Well, some of y'all should, because y'all come from the projects too. It seems like all the black kids come from the projects. What the hell is a project? That's what I said. It said science experiment or something. Like, Darian always working on projects in school. They got people living in the project. Darian, go get one of your damn science experiments. Like, let me see how people live. Can you do that? Cause you smart, girl. You smart. You gonna tell everybody business one day. I hope I'm far away before you start spilling everybody's secrets, cause you already do it around here and you young. You don't know. That's why I know your ass powerful. You one of them native kids. I feel like they done stole y'all asses from the reservations, telling people they took y'all from the projects. No, hell no. The stuff that be coming out of Darian mouth, the stuff that she know, her ass is an Indian. Ain't that what they call them now? Indians. They ain't no damn Indians. What tribe they from? Where her people at? Where they people from? And they trying to keep it a secret. That means Darian was probably the chosen one. Because it's interesting that they keep all the other kids. They done figured out keep all the kids except for her mama kids. All they family they got. Her grandmother alone got 8 kids, and then they come from a big family. But they trying to keep it a secret. Everybody trying to keep it a secret. But I'm looking at y'all. I see y'all trying to change some stuff. Y'all, what, shapeshifters or something? But I watch Darian when she out in the sun. I see her when she out there and she playing in the sun. When she playing, that girl she like a chameleon. She could do everything. She came in here barely knowing how to read. I know they said they was going to school, and she probably was doing good, and she was illiterate. But then I'm like, well, she was just illiterate to us, because that girl was smart. She knew all kind of shit. If she ain't know how to read our words, she was reading something. She was doing something. She was cashing her mama checks and going to the store. She knew about food stamps and all that stuff. So she ain't stupid. She just don't know our systems. But she learning them, and she learning them quicker than any of us can keep up. And we scared, because she telling everything. Or she filing it away for later, and we just get mad because whenever she say something, it's the wrong time. To us, it's the right time for her. So then we like, damn, she trying to trick us. But we got to remember that, shit, she a child. But it's hard to remember that, because That girl is smart and she's sexy. She's sexy to be a kid. She's sexy, and these men be looking at her like that. The men, the boys, and she knows sometimes she see it, but then she don't even know. She just her. She just sometimes you looking at her like, damn, Darian, like you told them boys if they want to touch you, they need to pay you. You gonna give me ice cream, you gonna give me something, and then we could think about it. You don't just get to touch me for free. I heard her tell one of them neighborhoods that boys that shit, and I was like, that girl is a prostitute. How we supposed to feel sorry for them touching her and she prostituting herself out? Somebody said that ain't what she doing. I guess you can look at it that way, but she said y'all touching me anyway. I told y'all not to touch me. Y'all touch me anyway. That's what they do. They go ahead and touch her. They get her all riled up. Cause she can't help it. Her body gonna respond how it's gonna respond. She been getting touched on since she was a kid. Y'all read her file. I'll let y'all see the file. I'll let y'all see some stuff. She activated now. Shit, she activated. She ain't gonna have sex with them, but she let them touch it because it feel good. Shit, it feel good to you too. You a grown woman. You know if somebody touch you, it feel good. She ain't no different because she a child. She been getting touched on. It feel good. The only difference is she don't know why it feel good. She don't want it to feel good. She feel guilty about it. All that stuff. And we letting it happen. We let them go in that room and touch her. Why? Because we mad at her. We mad at her for telling some of our secrets. It's like a punishment for her. And we want to see what she gonna do because we learning from her. Because her ass came in here and she let them fill her up and she figured it out and she just like, I can't fight it all the time and it feel good sometimes. So y'all gonna pay me. And y'all gonna pay me however that work. Whatever I want to do. I want to ride the bike. Well, you want to touch me later? You gonna let me ride your bike. Oh, I want some ice cream. You got the money. I ain't get an allowance this week because I got in trouble. Or I don't get an allowance because I ain't old enough yet. So you gonna give me ice cream. Like she paying attention to what everybody got to offer. And she figuring out what y'all gonna give her. That girl is smart. She's smarter than all of us. And she gonna burn this bitch down when she get older. Y'all gonna have to get her out of here before she get too old. Out of here. That's why them people trying to get her out of here. They said, oh no, she in here taking advantage of all this stuff that she getting. She got access to the library, to the school, and she gonna use it all. And she gonna take it back to her people. She keep telling us all the time, like, this is nice, but y'all should have been giving this to us. Why y'all get it and we gotta be over here? Y'all neighborhoods, y'all got libraries and nice school systems. Like, I ain't know that I was living in the projects until y'all came and gave me these words. She told us exactly what we did. Y'all should have left her ass in them projects, and now y'all brought her in here, and now y'all mad. Because she's smarter than y'all. We told y'all don't let them kids in y'all neighborhoods and stuff. They small, but nah. They too smart. Well, the rest of them kids you got, I guess they smart in your own way. They own way, but not smart like Darian. And she over here handling them kids better than Kate can. And they keep giving them to her because they know she got Darian. They know what she was doing over there in that house with her brother, with just her and her brother. So they figure, so Kate figure if she just take all these kids and have Darian help her, then she can get all the money and, they could be fine. And Darian gonna help her. But Darian like, nah, because y'all told me I'm a kid. That girl is smart. She ain't gonna. So you figure out what you want me to be. You want me to be a kid or you want me to be a mother? And if you want me to be a mother, then you gonna give me my kids back and take me back home and give me this money. Give me a contract. Give me a contract. What I gotta do? Sign? You said I had to sign, but I had to learn cursive to sign. So now I done learned cursive and I signed it. So go ahead and give me my kids. Okay, let me see that contract you got so I can read it. Because I heard you talk. Well, I wasn't supposed to hear that because you wasn't talking to me. You was talking to one of them neighbors. And now you mad because you like... Because you want to say, now I need to stay in the kid's place. Well, you need to figure it out too, okay? Either I can be big enough to help. See, you be trying to get your words right because you think I'm going to come back later. So it's like either I can be big enough, I'm going to help you now. But I ain't helping you because where you at? If I'm helping, that mean I'm helping, right? Like when we cooking, when you trying to show me something, I'm helping you. You let me pour this in the batter. That's help, right? But if you ain't in here and I'm doing it and you put the baby in my room, So now I got to fight all these boys and now, because I don't know what. Is they trying to touch her? Is they trying to hold her? What they trying to do? When you put her in my room. So now I can't get no sleep at night because I'm up fighting everybody to make sure she okay. Especially after that boy came in my room and tried to rape me. Because that's the word y'all used in the courts, right? Rape. He was going to rape me. That's why he looked different. That's why his face looked different. Yeah, he was a demon. Or whatever was attached to him. Because he ain't always looked like that. But he was one of the ones that was touching me. And he was one of the older boys. And I told on him. But I should have told on your brother too. Because now I feel bad. Because I told on the black boy and not him. So why did I tell on him? I heard somebody say that. Oh, so she's scared of the black boys. No, I ain't scared of the black boys. I ain't scared of nobody. I was scared that night because he scared me. He looked different. And I knew he was going to be violent. He was going to hurt me. Your brother, he tested me. He touching me and testing me to see. And I'm testing him too. I'm testing all y'all because I know that y'all sending him up there with me every night. Y'all send that man up to my bed. Every time he here, we have a barbecue. We in the pool and stuff. And y'all think I don't see it. So he got to put me to bed all the time. And y'all trying to make it better. Like, oh, he look at Darian as a daughter. He got a daughter right there. Do he put her to bed? Did y'all ask her mama if he put her to bed all the time? Cause he don't seem too close to her. She don't come around him. So that means y'all using me as a test dummy. Y'all trying to see what he gonna do to me so y'all know what he gonna do to her. So y'all sacrificing me. That's the word, right? I looked that word up too. Sacrificing. So y'all sacrificing me for her, because you want to see how far he gonna go with me, so y'all know how much to protect her. But Darian don't need protection. I thought that's what I was put over here for, to protect. I thought you said all the kids needed protection, but everybody want to always protect everybody else but Darian, huh? So clearly Darian don't need protection, so y'all got to decide. Either y'all took me from my mother to protect me, because it's called Child Protective Services, right? So y'all took me from my mother to protect me, or you didn't. And you protect me sometimes, Kay. You protect me sometimes, but not all the times, because you got to know what's happening in that basement. When you send us down there to play, you got to know I'm down there fighting them off, and I just get tired because there's too many of them. I mean, I know I can fight them all, and you trying to see what I'm going to do, so you always testing me. That's why you think I'm always testing you, because you always testing me, and I don't understand why you testing me, because I thought we was friends. I thought I'm your daughter, Darian. That's what you tell everybody, that all these my kids. They are my kids, even the black ones, right? But you confused. You don't know what to do. And I try to give you grace, because that's what they teach us at your church, right? To give grace, but I don't know if you deserve grace. Y'all don't give Darian no grace when I do something. Y'all don't give me no grace. Y'all yell at me. Y'all get mad. And you get mad because I'm smarter than you. You mad because I'm 7 years old or 8. And I'm smarter than you. You don't know how old you are, Darian? Yeah, but I got a birthday coming up. So I might as well say I'm 8 now. That's what you be saying sometimes. Like, well, shit, her birthday coming up. She might as well be 8 now. It don't matter. So, shit, I'm 8 or I'm 7. Whatever it is. You don't protect me like you should. And it's confusing to me because when you talk to me, you act like you protective of me. And sometimes I see that you protective of me, but you don't protect me when you should. You know your brother ain't right. Did he touch you or something as a kid? So that means you know he got it in him. Why you ain't tell like I did? I told on that boy even though I was scared. I screamed my head off so that somebody would come in the room. And I ran him off, and you ain't even come in there. You ain't coming there to check me. What, you was scared? No, I had to wait till the morning. I had to stay up all night. And I had to wait to tell you that what he was doing, to what he was going to do to me. And then you took action. Then you wanted to call somebody. But it took you too long. You knew something was wrong. You heard me scream. Or did I not scream out loud? Was it just in my head? But then I was wondering that. Like, then I got to question myself. Because there ain't nobody coming there to save me. You was going to let that boy rape me. Why? You thought I deserved it? What you think I deserved it for? Because your brother was doing it to me? Because I told, like, why? Why would you think that I deserved that? And rape, that sound horrible. That just sound horrible. The energy is just off on that. Because you want to see how powerful I am. You wanted to see what I was going to be able to do to him. That was a test. Y'all trying to figure out how powerful I am, who I am, where my people from. That's why we be going on these trips, huh? You trying to see what tribe I'm from. Where we go? Kentucky, Florida. Where else we go? Because I can't remember everything, but that's a van. That's why you got that little nice, comfortable van with the TVs and stuff. Y'all put us back there, and you put all these kids in here. All these black kids y'all got. Because you trying to see where we come from. What, you going to give us back? What you going to do when you find out? What you going to do? What you going to use that information for? What you going to use the information for, Kay? Because I can't figure you out. Because it means something to you. It's important. And you know you overwhelmed, but you keep letting them bring in more kids. And I know it's because you think I'm here to help, but I'm not going to help you that much no more. I'm not going to help you. Have them bring my damn kids then, because them my fucking kids they took. You trying to give me new kids? I got kids. I got kids that they came in and took from me. And yeah, we opened the door, and then they took them from me. They took them violently. They were mean about it, and they didn't give them back. And my heart is broken. My heart is broken, and every day I try to make it okay. Every day I try to forget them. But I can't because they my siblings. And then I feel bad because I want to forget them. Because it hurt. And even when I'm asleep, I'm sitting up here in my looking for my mom. Even in my dreams, scanning her. Because I know I can talk to her. And she was talking to me at first. We talk all the time. But then y'all telling me I can't talk to her. I could talk to my mama. It's my mama because y'all telling me all this stuff. Y'all introducing all these new words to my vocabulary. Ain't that what the teacher say? We gonna introduce some new words to your vocabulary this week. Well, y'all introduced all these new words to my vocabulary. And now it's a whole new world. I'm learning whole new systems and stuff. And I'm gonna tell my mama. And I'm gonna ask her to tell me the truth. Cause I saw her in my mind. I saw her coming towards us, and then she wasn't. And now all the information is messed up. Like, did she leave us there for y'all to take us? Cause she knew what was going. I was projecting it to her. I was showing it to her. And then I'm like, damn, maybe she didn't get the vision. Maybe she didn't get the projection. No, she got it because I was watching her. And it worked any other time. Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes she cut it off. Sometimes I can't feel her. Sometimes I can't connect to her. I can't see her. Like, she be shutting me out. But that day, I saw her. I saw her and I just thought she saw me. And I was telling her what they was doing. I was channeling it to her. And y'all saw too. Y'all knew something was happening. Y'all couldn't figure it out. And I told y'all, I'm channeling. I seen her. I'm telling you that I see you. So hurry up and get here before they take us. So we can go about our business. And you mad because we opened the door and you told us not to. Well, shit, Zeppelin tired. We tired of taking care of your kids all the time. So you need to stay home for a while. Come on and stay home for a while with your kids. Give us a break so we can go to school and be regular like little kids. We fighting everybody. They need to see you around here for a minute. They need to know that you around. That we ain't alone. That we ain't no victims. That you here. And then if you leave later after a little bit, fine. But what's out there so much that you got to do that you can't stay here with your kids for a minute? You had them? I ain't have no damn kids. These is not my kids, Charlotte. They yours. They yours. And you keep having them, bringing them and dropping them off to me like I'm their mama. I ain't they mama. I guess I am because I act like it. Shoot, everybody act like they my kids, like I'm supposed to do it. But I ain't supposed to. I'm supposed to be in school. That's what everybody keep telling me. I'm supposed to be in school. So you need to come get your kids. They ain't these people kids. You gonna let us go into the system? Y'all warn us about that. And you gonna sit there on this line, on this connection, listening to me. And the more you listen to me, the more you just realize that you don't like me or something. That's fine. I don't like you either sometimes. But you my mama, so I love you. So come get your kids. Oh, so now you decided that you gonna burn me. That because I'm talking shit to you in front of these people like this, like you not the mama, even though I know you the mama, but since they my kids, you gonna let them be my kids? What you mean you gonna let them be my kids? They already my kids, and I'm telling you that they your kids. So come let them be your kids. I can't believe you really gonna let them take us. You know what they gonna do to us. You tell us. You the adult. You know more than I know. That's what you always telling me. So you know it's gonna be hard. You know what they gonna do. Just like you know what they be doing to us over grandma's house. Everybody know everything. Y'all don't do nothing about it. Y'all don't do shit, as you would say. Just let stuff happen. But at least we know what to expect here. We know what to expect. We figured it out. We figured out how to dodge. We figured out what not to do. We done figured it out. We done figured out how to get the kids fed, how long they can go without having a diaper change, how much we can make stuff stretch. Like me and Zep, we done figured it out. And because you mad, you about to just let them take us and destroy everything that we done worked so hard for? So all this fighting was for nothing. All of it was for nothing. And Zeppelin told me to let it go. He told me to just let it go because he know you ain't coming back. He see it. He seeing it too. He watching you too and he hurt. No, he not because he ain't know what you was going to do. He had hope that you would do something different. But he tired. And they trying to rape him too. That's my damn brother. He a boy. You going to let them rape him. You going to let your brothers touch him, rape him. All them people that be over grandma's house. That's why she don't want us over there. I ain't even mad. I get it. It's fucked up, all of it. But she don't be doing right either. I'm tired of all y'all. But y'all my family. We supposed to fight. Family's supposed to fight together. The kids know that. Well, some of them. When they around here, they know not to mess with us. We fight. We fighters. And I want something different. And none of y'all want nothing different. Y'all happy with this. And that's all we know. So we doing it. And now you feel bad. And now you like, you want us to see something different. It's probably something different out there. You done been around. You know it's some good people with some good stuff. Everybody ain't messed up like this. So you going to let them take us. And you going to hope that we get somewhere good. Yeah, that's a hell of a gamble to take. That's a hell of a gamble to take with your kids. Because you tired. But you had them. Don't they got birth control? I heard that word somewhere, birth control. That means to control the birth, right? To stop you from having kids. You ain't try that. You ain't decide to use that. You ain't do nothing with that. You ain't try to be responsible. Always telling me I gotta be responsible. I am being responsible, but you the adult. You supposed to be responsible. All y'all adults, y'all love to throw that around when y'all want to, but when y'all ain't doing nothing, y'all ain't doing nothing. And it's supposed to be okay. Don't nobody want to be accountable for nothing. And now you mad again because Darian talking smart again. How you know all these words. And oh my goodness, you got to get us out of here because they find out that you this smart, you this powerful, you this capable. They going to really try to do something to you. Because you supposed to be a secret. Ain't nobody supposed to know how special you are. Ain't nobody supposed to be how special you are, but you can't even help it. And I can't protect you from everybody. And people going to want you. They going to want to experiment on you and everything. And I'm trying to save y'all from the world. And I can't do it, and I done got out here and got caught up in some shit myself. So it's easier for everybody if they take y'all. It's gonna keep you safe for as long as it can until I can come get y'all. Cause I'm gonna come get my damn kids. I know it's fucked up now. I know where I come from, what I'm attached to, but I'm gonna come get y'all. So you continue to fight cause you a fighter. So you fight your way through that system, and I'm gonna fight my way through mine, and then we gonna come together again and. We gonna get all the information together. We gonna put it together and we gonna make it about this bitch. Cause we deserve that for everything they done put us through, everything they done took from us. You, my mama, my daddy, everybody. But somewhere along the line, I was the only one fighting. And even I stopped fighting, but I'm just me. Just me anyway. No fucking protection. None where it felt like it. I ain't had no protection. For a long time. Fighting the world. Everybody left me. Everybody out doing their own shit. And I'm still fighting. Just different. Everybody like, oh, she good. She done figured it out. She ain't. And it's like, nah, that ain't true. It's just a different fight now. That's all. Because I still got the keys. I'm still trying to figure out how to get everybody out this shit. And I see all the puzzle pieces. And I don't really have no help. And don't nobody want to hear me. And everybody got an issue with me for something. And I don't even know that I know half the shit I know or why I know it and what I'm supposed to do with it. But I do.